follow a lot of self-improvement and mental health issue Twitter accounts, and the main thing I see is an absolute desperation to be understood from the troubled party. There is a huge and crippling stigma, but the great thing is that people are now talking about it. Scott Hutchison of Frightened. Chronic, even dangerous problem. Like in Not Miserable, where you sing that the dark can return with the flick of a switch. Does depression still feel that close to the surface for you? Hutchison spoke through for all of us who wear the badge of depression, saying it is that way. It's always around. To state the obvious, the wonderful Scott Hutchison is a total hero of mine. There are a multitude of days where I have picked myself up with the words "I think I'll save suicide for another year" floating in the forth, Frightened Rabbit, and it wasn't just the importance of those words but the tone that accompanied them, as if the waves washed over me and I was permitted to float too. The songs of Frightened Rabbit, to me, hold a lot of power. I'm not sure I've ever felt as understood as the first time I heard Modern Leper. It encapsulated the way I perceived myself at the time. Believe that had she listened a few more times, perhaps following along with the lyric sheet, she would have been struck by the inspirational story at the heart of Frightened Rabbit. The idea that you can transmute your despair into anthems, heal your pain through art, and connect with the thousands. And just the thing about a band, with true honesty, you have the ability to bring us hope, and we thank you for it. Frightened Rabbit, you're the kinda guys I want to be like. So what about the rest of the media? Stephen Fry is an outspoken sufferer of bipolar disorder. Diagnosed at 37 and already in the public eye, Fry made a documentary called The Secret Life of the Manic Depressive. He discovered there were hundreds of thousands of bipolar sufferers in the UK alone. The thing that really strikes you most about Fry is his specific diagnosis, cyclothymia bipolar-like, in his words. With the various situations that have arisen with his lows, including numerous suicide attempts, it's impossible to see anything light about his condition. I really feel for the man who came before our bipolar poster boy, who first attempted suicide 20 years before diagnosis. I can't imagine the frustration it must cause to survive 2 decades of not to understanding his own emotions, especially in somebody as intelligent as he. I catch a glimpse into his loss with the mental health stigma amongst Davina McCall, Frankie Sanford, Saturday's Got One, Mel C, Spice Girls, and others. Here's a kid who's speaking out with the fame and fortune she earned through the Disney Channel, Demi Lovato. I'm not a fan of her music or movies, but I'm ecstatic that the kids who see Miley Cyrus whooping are also seeing Demi Lovato, and forgive me for this, but shake things up in her own way. Having been a fantastic role model supporting purity rings and chastity, she derailed pretty quickly with, in celebdirtylaundry.com's words, alleged cocaine, depression, cutting, and bulimia addictions. Can we have a moment on this alone, please? In no other world would you hear of it. Depression addiction. The young star spoke out against Hollywood vultures who give anything, including drugs, to those in the limelight, and while I think that story is perhaps a little too dark side of LA, and cocaine is a global issue, I feel for the girl. There was a time that knowing I was sick was all that kept me away from drug experimentation. Somehow she's stayed strong against the tabloid shamings and turned her struggle to guidance with motivational speaking, using her public platform to share her tale of an undiagnosed until rehab mental illness, and hopefully to educate a generation and end the stigma. We see from these 3 surviving in the public eye, outspoken and all as they are, that the key to getting through is our own knowledge and understanding. Once you have the diagnosis, you can make the world your oyster once more. The likes of Robbie Williams, who originally blamed his early mental illness, is something he has struggled with on an ongoing basis. He also appeared on Fry's The Secret Life of a Manic Depressive as someone who battled the illness for most of his life. I may not see the snow from the rain very often, but I know that if they can do it, and with total strangers like me, but meaner, writing about their difficulties with health, and the whole world talking about it, then we can do it, in the safety of our own little bubbles, provided we come out every once in a while to remind people that we are just like the rest of the population with something extra.